is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, club swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. If you're bullish, if you're bearish, we'll get to you. We'll get to you one day. Your day will come. But for now, market is jumping again every single day. Why not? Full force bull mode in the market, but I am more bullish. Not as much in the market, but on Albert being with us. We got Amy B. We got Andy Richardson. Good morning. We got Bill, Brian Thompson, Franco, Greg K's in the house. We got Jay Linder, Joe, JT, Lucian, Martina, Ron, Wally, all my peeps in YouTube land. Hope you guys, Jeff Pierce, good morning to you. All the lurkers in that background, just being quiet. Good morning to all of you guys. Yeah, we're just continuing on our trend. So good morning. Good morning for you guys for sure. Let's take a look real quick at the SPY. Let's see what we're doing this morning. Let's flip it over to a daily chart. I want to make this a little bit smaller on my screen. Hold on one second. Just trying to adjust. Look at the day we had. Look at that day we had. Full on squeeze mode yesterday. Ay. Full squeezing from look at this trend we've had. I mean, breakout and go. That's crazy. So we are gapping down a little bit, like 50 cents. We were up a little bit higher in the morning, but could we get a pullback? We do have quad witching today, so be careful. Things could get a little bit crazy. We are, if anything, in a zone that not a lot of volume right now. So to the higher side, we're probably looking at maybe about, let's go crazy. 443.72 is going to be our first spot of resistance that we're going to have to break through. If we get through that, I mean, there's nothing in the way. The next spot after that will take us to about 445.62 and then about 448. So that would be my bullish case. To the bearish side of things, we have the ability to come down. First spot would be 441.28. And then right after that, we're looking at about 439.83. So we have a couple levels in both directions, but I think we're still by the dip mentality, by the dip mode, and I think that's your path to least resistance. So that's what we're going to try again today. It's been working. Why not just continue that trend? So we got the Qs. Qs have legitimately nothing. What is this? One tiny volume area. That would be 372.90 roughly. So somewhere in that zone. If we get a pullback, first spot we'd be looking for is about 368.72. Right after that, we get into about 366.47. So 366.47 would definitely be the buy the dip if we could get down there. I don't know. Do we get down there? Franco and Nancy wants to look at Baba. Yep, so Baba, nice little break. You guys know I've been on this one for a little bit now, and it is starting to work. So retest gap. We are above all the moving averages at this point. We were struggling yesterday, being a bullish move. And keep in mind, China did actually reverse their rates. I think that came in yesterday, or technically 2 days ago. It was like overnight for us, but pure daylight for them. So this one, I think, into a little bit of resistance. I like it in the bullish direction. I like it all the way up to about $100.76. At minimum, I mean, on a valuation for a long term, I think this is still a steal in the market. I think the pure valuation of what this company is actually worth is probably about 130, but you got all the, well, is it going to get delisted? Is China going to be bad for stocks? Yada, yada, yada. So I think this is one of the few that is still actually undervalued and has not moved yet. I am bullish on this one. I'm in it as well, so full disclosure. But we are at a little bit of resistance. So to play this one bullish, probably not at open unless we could get some kind of a red candle. Even if it's quick, it might not be a big pullback, full on retest, especially in this market. But if you could get it somewhere close to, I would say maybe $93.08, that would be amazing. As an attempt to buy the dip, I don't know if we get that. This one looks really good for probably some kind of breakout. So Baba, I'm gonna actually put this one on the list. Let me get that on the other chart. BA. But yeah, if we can get some kind of red candle pre-markets, definitely got the breakout. We ran. Looks like we hit pre-market about 94.99. Definitely has some room to hit back to those levels as well. So let's see if we can get there. That would be 69 cents higher, and then we're looking for a break. But yep, right now at a little resistance. Let's see if we can get a little selling somewhere to come in. Bob will scoot that one up on the list. If you guys have tickers you want to look at, throw it in the chat as well. Weight Watchers, I was we just had this on the list from yesterday. Still in that zone. I think this one will get the break and we get a squeeze on Weight Watchers as well. But so far, a little bit of a gap up, nothing too crazy. YouTube wants to take a look at LMT. Can we look at LMT on the 30-minute chart? Has broken below the neckline. Double bottom is near the 200 EMA and recently has a slight bearish divergence. All right, we can take a look at that one. Can you please let me know what indicator you're using for volume? Thanks. From Shane. We got Honey Roy. I just love the name Honey Roy. Honey Roy is in the house. Good morning to you. Yep. So for volume profile, I use two different ones. The one that I use with the lines right here, that's session volume profile. So you just type that one in and it shows up as SVP. And then for the one with those blue lines on the side, that is the just type in Lux, LUX, and then it shows up as volume profile. Let's see, what was the one that you guys wanted to look at? LMT. I just don't know if it's time to go bearish anywhere. You want to look at this on a 30-minute. So pre-market getting kind of bid up. We had a mini downtrend. I think that was a healthy pullback, though. We've retested some of those previous VPOCs. I think LMT is actually good to go bullish. We have one little spot right here. This is about 450. I'll call it 457. We're at the lows. I would prefer to go bullish over bearish on this one, unless I'm missing like some kind of gap down somewhere or something. Hold on one second. No, I'm not missing anything else. I think this is a very good support. I think we already kind of stumbled off the highs. To me, this looks like probably some kind of messed up 5 wave count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have some kind of rotation to ABC. That was probably your 1, your 2. And I think we break higher. We're definitely going to hit all sorts of resistance. It's probably somewhere around 475. So keep that level in mind. In terms of targets, it's about $20 higher. You definitely have some of those moving averages. So for a bear case, you definitely have some of those moving averages coming in to stunt the growth a little bit. But for right now, as long as we hold above, I would say, I mean, this is our 3rd day in a row on a 30-minute chart that your volume is increasing every day. So I think we are actually getting a little bit more bullish. This also looks a little cup and handle-ish on a 30-minute as well. So this would make sense if this is kind of some kind of rotation. There's your little pullback, and then we pop out of there. So I would keep it on the list, but I would be thinking probably still more bullish than bearish until we really get a breakdown. The other thing too is just very, very hard to short anything in this market. Every dip gets bought up. We got Gertly. Good morning. All right, let me just see YouTube land, and then we'll run through some other stocks. All right, cool. So that was it. Nobody's got another stock you guys want to look at. I know Palantir did get some defensive contracts from the government, so that one is jumping a little bit. So that's up about 32 cents from the close yesterday, and it could get some continuation. But again, this is still a retest gap, and I think we're gonna run into this, unfortunately, quite often, where we continue to get these just retest gaps in the morning. Makes the morning a little bit shaky, and but bullish is still a direction. I do not want to fight it. For Palantir, we did have bears come in, slap this thing right down at $17.16. Could we get a retest? Maybe back to about 1660. It's possible, but you do have some bullish catalyst on there as well. So that's 1679 gives us about 25 cents to the downside. And then we start to look to buy that dip as well. Q's running thanks to NVDA. Yeah, so we had for a long time, we had legitimately 5 stocks holding up the market. All right, so if I sound bullish, well, it's probably because we're bullish. Number one, are we too bullish? I don't know if that's a thing, but probably have to pull back eventually. The biggest issue is don't jump in front of a train. Follow the trends. I mean, look at this gap on NVIDIA. But we did have the 5 stocks, and there was a story for a while where it was really just those 5 stocks running. Nothing else was really moving. But now you have rotation from almost everything, right? Everything is kind of picking up steam and just taking off. So that's going to give us a next little cushion from everything, and we have serious FOMO in this market. People that sat through October, November, January, February, I'm not getting involved. This market's coming down. It's coming down. There's a lot of money on the sidelines, and they are pushing this market higher at this point because the FOMO trade is here. Valuations don't make sense. It's just buy anything at any time. But NVIDIA, yes, so NVIDIA, really nice gap. Again, technically, it is a retest gap. See if we get pulled down to about 429.85. I'm going to throw this on the other chart. Even a small red candle. I'm looking to take a break on NVIDIA. I think they had some upgrades to 500, which came in today. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know. Does these on YouTube, does these get recorded anywhere? Or are these like in YouTube history? Because I'm pretty sure I upgraded it to 500 like yesterday or 2 days ago. I already got the DJ Dan upgrade like 2 days ago to 500. Now the catalysts are listening to my YouTube show, and they're like, yeah, okay, let's all upgrade this thing. I don't know. I don't know. AI and Neo for Lyra. All right. And then I do want to look at space as well, but Neo. Yeah, I think the China stocks have not been really participating yet. I think they're sleepers. They're starting to wake up. Neo should have a decent short squeeze on it because I think they do have a pretty high level. Yeah, 7% short float. So not crazy, but they do have some type of short. Oh, what's she making? Is that a KFC commercial? I haven't seen KFC in forever. All right, but let's see if we get a little pullback. I do like that gap on it, though. Kind of attractive. We're getting through a whole bunch of different resistance. So far, some pivots we're breaking through, and if we could get any type of pullback, I would do want to add Neo to the other screen as well. Let's add it down here. This way, when we switch over, we got some of these things lined up, but Neo looks good. So we got Baba. So Chinese names we're focusing on today. Okay. All right. Hot dog. And then AI. KFC. I haven't seen I've seen a KFC. I drive past it all the time. The problem is I drive past it all the time, so I don't know. I haven't actually been to a KFC ever. There's not a lot stopping, so we have our last little bit of probably resistance on AI, about $50. I think back at $22, $23, I was saying, man, if we could get the break here, AI is probably going to $50. We are a short skip and a hop away from that target. But that would take us to yeah, I think we got about $50 in the site. I think there's some room to continue to go. It still looks strong. And then if we could get through the $50 target, the next spot is about 62.78. It's got room. Definitely has some room on it. Let's take a look at Virgin Galactic, SPCE. This one's been a sleeper for a while. Let's see the short float on this one. And I think Ron sent me a message too. I have to take a look at SPCE. He had a few stocks that he was looking at. Yep, 24% short float, gapping up massively above all moving averages. Huge volume yesterday. I think there was a news catalyst on this one too. Biggest stock movers today: Virgin Galactic, Coherent, iRobot was one of them too. Shares surged up 40% after the company announced its first commercial space tourism flight is scheduled for June 27th to June 30th window. There you go. There you go. Now you can go to space. I feel like it doesn't cost like $1 million or something to get there. I'll wait for the Groupon, and then even when the Groupon comes out, I'll probably just stay on Earth, to be honest. Coherent stock jumped 8% as the company introduced Powerline FL series of fiber laser subs. It's confusing. I don't get any of that. Let's see what else is moving. And then iRobot share soared more than 20% on UK's Competition and Markets Authority cleared its acquisition by Amazon. So yeah, Amazon was buying out iRobot, and that's been a news story for a while. Just I haven't. Sometimes when the companies get bought out, they just take a long time to go through. I don't know. But Alex wants to take a look at shop. So I'm gonna put space on the list. It is up 40%, but it has a massive short float. And I think we can see a further pop from this one. Trade to garbage companies. Has a little bit of resistance above us. So we do have to watch for probably to the high end, about $6.14. But man, if that could clear that, this one is it's got some room to run. Real target on this one, probably about $8.69. So this move is far from over, even on a swing trade basis. But let's see if this thing could pull back first. Shopify, SHOP. That looks good too. We're in a little bit of potential chop zone, but targets on this one would be probably about $69.64. So we got some room to the higher side. Let's see if we can get a little pullback on this one as well. As it is a retest gap, so it'd be probably a little bit of a, and I do think this is, I don't know. I'm trying to look at the wave count on this thing. I would think I'm trying to determine, and this is where I'm going to change it, but I think this is a 1, 2. This entire move is 3, 4, 5. But with this massive gap up, I almost think this is a 1, 2, and now we're probably in 3 now. I can see definitely some more continuation. This one looks interesting. Do they still have a decent short float though? Is the question. Shop. It's probably rotated down. Yeah, so they only have 3%, so they don't have a short float on their side. But we could probably get some more follow through on shop. I think when you get these gaps up, like this is a good gap up. There's your first pullback. We're probably in a wave 3, and we could make it definitely, I think, $3 higher. So shop is definitely gonna be on the list for today as well. Rock's in the house. Good. I'm glad Rock is here, because the next one that we do want to take a look at is DraftKings. DraftKings is jumping a little bit higher. We've been in consolidation station for a minute, and they did have a little bit. It wasn't an upgrade today, but it was. I think they bought out another company, Fnatic. So they're getting a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a gap and go there, and this might be. I mean, we've just been chopping around, but this might be enough to have a relatively decent day on on DraftKings today. Probably immediate target will be about 25.71. Keep in mind today is quad witching day, so essentially things could get nuts and some stocks might be a little crazy. Very early morning volume, high volume might come in. I feel like quad witching has changed over the last 2 years. It used to be all day, just almost panic nonstop. Now, for the last, I'd say 2 years, we'll see what today brings, because we're back to a bullish market and you have quad witching. So I think last time we were here, so that was about what, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, something like that. It was high volume, very early morning, trade as normal, and then extremely high volume the last 10 minutes. So be careful of the last, I would say, even 30 minutes. And otherwise, I don't think it's going to affect it too much. You guys want to look at Mongo Database. Pre-market jumping about just under $3. There's one that has great consolidation. First immediate target will be $394.94. So it's got some room to the higher side. Again, crazy gap. Very, very nice. We're going to throw Mongo Database up here. I think it has the ability to crush through those targets. Today, I don't know. Maybe we hold that resistance, but you still have a really nice target on Mongo Database, and I do think it's got the potential to break through. So we'll see what happens there. The other one that did report earnings yesterday was Adobe. We get Adobe just powerhousing, and let's see if there's any room to run on this thing. Yep. Slight little resistance. That's going to come in probably about 519.69. After that, we're just cruising to 554.19. So one little spot of potential resistance. Again, this has been bought up into earnings. This is a retest gap, but it is a really nice gap. And we should look to hold to the downside about 513.09. So let's see if we get a little pullback on this one. If we do, that's going to give me some risk to reward. I don't think we fill this gap today. Probably in the future we will. I think it's a fillable gap, but otherwise, it's going to be on the list, and we'll see which direction we want to break on Adobe. But it's got a lot more room to the higher side. So, and also we've been bullish. Workhorse, man. I just saw Workhorse on my list. I haven't seen that thing in forever. It's down at $1. There's another one not really participating in any rallies. Let me get Adobe all the way up higher. Hiya. This list is getting too long. All right, let me see if there's any other tickers. RH. Is that Restoration Hardware? Mm-hmm. We got RH. Yeah, gap up. See if this one pulls back a little bit. We're still inside of that wick, so bear pressure came in before. I would assume 287.48 would be a little bit of a tougher target for this one to break. But if you could buy the dip on it, bullish sentiment is in there today. The closer you get to about 82, 82, that would be your spot to buy it. And we probably do get continuation to the bullish side. I think this wick is able to be taken out, but that is where the bears came in. So probably a little chop at open, but watch it for continuation. Really, really nice double bottom on a daily, and probably has room all the way back to probably about, let's go lower. 313. Let's say 313 would be my target. That is a almost gap fill. We do have a little bit of a wick there, but somewhere up in that range. So it's got a lot of room to the higher side, but at open for a day trade, see if we could jump around a little bit and then look to take that trade. But Restoration Hardware looks decent. So I got 3 minutes left. Trying to think if there was any other stocks that we wanted. Let's take a look at Tesla. Yep, Tesla has all sorts of room in the bullish direction. Next little resistance on Tesla is probably going to come in around 261.71, and then we got two little spots. But all in all, I don't really see any reason Tesla can't get to 280 again. Probably not today. That would be wild. But then again, it's Tesla, and maybe it can. Yeah, we're clearing all sorts of VPOCs. This is a retest gap. I'm going to scoot Tesla. What's Tesla? I'm going to scoot Tesla back up on the list. See if we get a little bit of selling on the Tessie, and then I will be all willing to buy and continue to go long on Tesla. Again, things in this market is moving absolutely wild and crazy. It feels a little bit weird to LMND, I think, was one of Ron's picks. Let me see. It feels very uncomfortable. Let's just call this the uncomfortable rally, because things are up so much, but I think they could go higher. Lemonade. I think Lemonade has a decent squeeze on it. LMND. 28% short. And we are getting a gap up. First little resistance is going to come in around $21. Let's add this one to the list and push this one up higher as well for some type of squeeze. But the squeeze continues. I got less than a minute left for YouTube land. Squeeze continue, bullish direction. I don't see any news really coming out. The only thing we have to probably deal with today is volatility of quad witching. And then after that, we're back to home free. I think next week we do get another Jerome Powell, but it's Senate hearings. And I don't think he's going to move the market too much in the Senate hearings. I don't think he's going to announce anything bigger. We really got what we were looking for today or this week. And that was, of course, Jerome Powell. The rate hikes, we know a lot more. And I think bullish is still the direction. But everybody at YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible. Hit the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe, all of that stuff.